This is the Bevis and Butthead game that was developed by Atari in the early 90s, but it was canceled before it was ever released. I don't think this is working right now, but if you want to see footage of it, Galloping Ghost has the footage of this game on their channel, so I'll link you that video below. This is the original classic Centipede. The Atari 2600 classic, and you have to, in case you don't know the game, you have to basically shoot down the centipedes. And of course, using this trackball controller is really difficult. Come on. Ah. Alright. Stupid centipede. Every time you shoot a centipede, like a part of a centipede, it like turns into a mushroom. Ah! What? Oh my god. See, apologies if I suck at this, but that's just because I'm playing with one hand. You're not gonna get with me. So that's Centipede, classic game. Check it out.
For Midway, he had the board. Like when Midway bought Atari and they merged, Midway canceled 5 games that were being worked on. There was 2 fighting games. One was Vicious Circle. I don't remember the other off the top of my head. But then Freeze, Bevis and Butthead, and Primal Rage 2 were all canceled. So we worked a deal with him to get the board from him. And then just a random customer came up on a Saturday and he's like, hey, I have a cabinet that I think you guys should have. And it was this cabinet, and even on the back it has the original stickers for being a Freeze prototype cabinet. So this is the original cabinet that this was intended.
That is cool.
We custom made the control panel art there's one dedicated cabinet out there, so we tried to match the artwork as best we could, which is one of the nice things about having a production company kind of running with the arcade. We can do any artwork and woodwork that we need, and they both complement each other very well.
So how many games should I look forward to get? How many games should I look forward to get all the arcade games?
Because on your website you had 530.
We have another 120 games right now, but we just don't have space to put them on the floor yet until the expansion happens.
Okay.
Some of the stuff that we have is just, there's a lot of, again, one-of-one prototypes. There's stuff we've imported from Japan and Australia and Germany, and just super, absolutely, incredibly rare cabinets and games.
And is it true you have the original Pong?
The Pong that we have was actually custom made. It's in an original Pong cabinet, but the board was actually designed as a class project. They made it a special one-off Galloping Ghost Pong that this North Niles High School made as a summer project. And they remade the board and everything for us and made custom artwork, so the Galloping Ghost logo is in the word Pong. The title screen. So
how many people do come here every day?
Every day, a slow day is about 100 people. Like I don't think we've had a day under 100 people in quite a while.
Weekends or weekdays?
Saturday, our best Saturday so far has been 798 people through the door.
Oh wow.
Last Saturday we had 500 people here, so it's
We were the
always
first
busy.
people here. There was like only 2 of us. After that, people start coming in.
Yeah, I know, it's been crazy.
Because it'd be kind of cool living around here and like come to the arcade once in a while. It'd be fun, you know. But
Yeah.
we live like far away from different distance. But we came here for the first experience.
We get people that travel in from literally all over the world. We get players in from Japan, Germany, Australia, Chile. We had literally everybody from all over the U.S. We get people traveling in. We had a couple not too long ago hitchhike in from Oregon. So it's great seeing people travel in from out of state and out of the country and get to hear about where they played and stuff like that. So everything in here is original hardware. It's, the first game was by Atari.
So everything in here is original hardware.
Yes, we don't allow any emulation. Everything is original board. Like we don't have every cabinet isn't the original dedicated. A lot of games didn't have dedicated cabinets.
I can't believe these games are still running even though they're old.
I just love how you like to be authentic. Like, it is
Original,
just such a... Because I don't mind emulation, but the problem is that you don't have the real feel of it. That's the thing. You don't have a real feel of it. You gotta be, like, really there, you know?
Well, there's a lot of little nuances that can be different within emulation. And just going... Myself, I love collecting this stuff. For me, it's... Again, some of this stuff is so incredibly rare that there's a lot of games that there's less than 10 of them in existence. Like Monk's Adventure there, that one, there's supposed to be less than 10 of those in existence.
So how long have you been working on it?
We opened up a little over 6 years ago.
This arcade game really was I played it, it was okay, but it has a 3D problem. The 3D lens are broken.
Yeah, that's, again, one of those
Why is it in
things.
Chinese, by the way? Japanese.
It was only released in Japan, so I had to import it.
Yeah, I told you that. It was only released in Japan.
A lot of stuff like that, like the glasses that are on it, it has 3D head tracking glasses, and
You guys start trying to fix it or something?
well, when somebody broke them, somebody ran off with one. That's a good question.
Maybe they're angry about something like that's angry on the game.
They were angry because we couldn't get past the first screen.
A lot of times, like, people don't realize that the rarity of this stuff, and
People are just jerks, you know. They don't know how to treat a game fairly and respect the game of what they have.
they don't. Again, like that was one of the big downfalls of arcades. Like some of the stuff is one of a kind. There's definitely not more than a handful of those here in the U.S.
These are rare, so.
They are because they had to be imported in from Japan.
Finding these arcade games are rare to find and they're really hard to find.
They're hard to find. Some of them are incredibly expensive.
Like, especially the prototype, the ones that were never released.
This arcade game does actually exist anywhere else in most of it.
Well, we had a game where we went to a show and we took Primal Rage 2, which there's only 3 boards in existence that are known. And somebody had accidentally spilled a drink on the cabinet.
Oh wow.
Oh, God.
And it was like, had that board been lost, then there's only 2 of those boards out there. The other 2 are owned by collectors. So to have games, it's kind of the rough side. Like, if you talk to collectors find all this incredibly rare stuff, but they just keep it in their private, personal collection, which nobody gets to enjoy.
I think that's sad, you know, because I think everybody should enjoy it, you know?
How is the when you play? How is the games are all locked in free play after you pay the money, guys?
Most of them have like settings, so every machine has like dip switches on them or a settings menu. Some of them that don't have, like, in that the operators could go in and say they wanted to charge 1 credit or 2 credits or like 1 quarter or 2 quarters per play, or to just make it play whenever you hit start. For the ones that didn't, we had to come up with making these little buttons and wire those into the quarter button.
Oh, cool.
So like, you just press that and it would give you credits.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is cool.
So, see, I think that's the reason people are coming here, because when you pay $15 admission, it's a good price, and you also all the things are locked free play, and people definitely were coming. But it was just putting these corners like wow, I'm wasting money.
Well,
that's probably one of the reasons why so many people just wanted to play video games at home instead, because they were tired of like putting the quarters in the machines over and over again, and like they, I don't know, I guess they just didn't appreciate it at the time. Like it wasn't as good.
It changes the psychology of how you play the game, because even though you're only charging a quarter per play, the fact that you're constantly paying it. Like when I used to go to the arcade, I had the games that I definitely wanted to play, like the Golden Axes and Double Dragons and Asteroids and
Dragonsware.
And that was an expensive game. That was $1 per play at my arcade back in the day.
Wow.
So it would, if there was a game that I wasn't sure of, it would be a hard sell for me to play it if I was not familiar with it. So here, the nice thing is people try everything. And they see stuff that they find new games just because they pay to get in. They can play something. If they don't like it, they can just move on. But a lot of times they'll find a new game that they've never heard of that becomes one of their favorites. Also, one of the big things is that people can get really good at the games.
I've seen the scoreboards here. See, they actually made a lot of excellent world records.
We've had over 300 world records set here since we opened.
If you make a world record, how do they get into the thing?
Our scoring house that we're teamed up with is called Arcade, and you have to be, like, the scores have to be adjudicated by a referee. So some of the people that work here are referees for Arcade and have been vetted out and gone through the process of how to acknowledge a score and enter it into the arcade system. So, it was canceled when Midway bought Atari.
This game was canceled, right?
This is an unreleased prototype. Even on the back, it even says that there was only 12 of them made. This is number 9.
Is it broken or something?
It is down right now. I have to find out why. Sometimes if they just shut them off, I just have to go through and find out what's wrong with them.
Do you guys get pieces and just fix them up or something like that?
Yeah, this one was actually the guy that we bought it from. He said he had it for about 12 years.
Oh wow!
Not working. And
I would have for 12 years if it was not working.
Well, just because of the rarity of it. He didn't want to sell it because he knew that he'd never see another one of these out there for sale.
Probably.
Looking at the hardware, it's actually running off an arcade board and a CD drive. And the CD drive is proprietary, and you just can't throw any CD drive in it. And that was a problem that at least 3 of the other ones that are known to be out there are broken from that same thing. But we were able to get this working within 24 hours of when we got it. And this guy had it down for literally 12 years. And so it's very satisfying to be able to come up with new ways to fix things and then help the community to get theirs back up and running. But
there were some games I played before brought back memories of some older games I played. Like, wow, I remember those characters right there.
Sure.
Like, what was the fighting game we played earlier? Arcane or something like that. Remember the characters we were playing?
Yeah.
It was like, I don't remember the name, but those were like different characters.
Virtua Fighter 4.
Virtua Fighter 4. No, I remember those characters. I think I had her on the PlayStation 2. Okay, but those characters, I remember those. One of the old characters that I when I played it. Oh,